Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the Caiden Cowger program, broadcasting from West Virginia. It is great to have you with us. So, have you heard? Apparently we have Vladimir Putin to thank for Donald Trump winning the election. We have Vladimir Putin to thank for saving our republic from the Clinton regime. That's the new narrative that is now being used by the mainstream media and by the Democrats. That Russia was involved in this election, hacked voting machines, and rigged the election in Trump's favor. That's what they're saying. I mean, first, I remind you, they were saying, no, that's not that. It's nothing to do with that. No, it's fake news. Fake news is what is responsible for Donald Trump winning this election. I mean, we had Hillary Clinton saying herself just a few days ago, that the reason why she lost is because of fake news.
Let me just mention briefly one threat in particular that should concern all Americans, Democrats, Republicans, and independents alike, especially those who serve in our Congress. The epidemic of malicious fake news and false propaganda that flooded social media over the past year. It's now clear that so-called fake news can have real-world consequences.
So, what does that mean? What is she saying there? She's saying that the reason why she lost is because of fake news, that it can have real-world consequences. Why? Because people don't check their sources on Facebook. She's saying that fake news is responsible for her losing this election. Even though that a lot of these news organizations that were created, that are fake news organizations, they were created by Democrats. Democrats, see, basically, and I'm going to explain this to you, there have been several owners of these fake news websites that have come out, and they're Democrats. And the reason why they created these websites are to fit what they refer to as conservative narratives that are common, that are believable by gullible conservatives. Ha ha ha. Such as, for example, President Obama bans all firearms. There's an article out on that on a fake news site. And then that's shared around by, gullible people on Facebook. Well, anyway, here's the thing. Basically, if fake news is responsible for Hillary losing, then technically that's still the Democrats' fault, because most of this fake news stuff is nothing but a false attempt at satire by liberals. Okay, that's what this fake news garbage is. Because, some of this stuff is really stupid, and I am amazed by the amount of people that actually fall for it. But one of the things now, because I have a friend that's a really good friend of mine. He was involved in the radio industry for quite some time, and we're always talking about, gullible people on Facebook going back and forth sharing this stuff. And there was one time when he actually fell for it, because one of the things that now they are able to do, and I don't blame him for it, because it's something new that just started. You have different fake news websites that now can list, for example, foxnews.com or msnbc.com in the little like the sub headline on Facebook where it lists the URL. You can actually put any URL that you want in there now. So you can't even trust that that's an accurate URL. That's how bad that this thing has gotten regarding that. But to say that it's influenced an entire election because of fake news, that's the dumbest excuse that I've ever heard. Almost as dumb as blaming the entire Benghazi attack on a video. This is common liberal tactics that we're seeing here. So fake news is responsible. That's what was said just a few days ago, back on December 9th, 2016 by Hillary Clinton, that fake news was responsible for her losing this election. Well, now we're being told that it wasn't fake news, that the real reason why Hillary lost is because Russia hacked the systems. You can't make this stuff up. Well, they are making this stuff up. But they're just going from one excuse to another because they cannot deal with the fact that people are tired of them. They can't deal with it that liberalism was rejected, because you have Republicans that maintain the House, they maintain the Senate, and now they have the presidency. And the Democrats can't cope with that. This is from Washington Times. President-elect Donald Trump said Sunday that he didn't believe reports that the CIA secretly concluded that Russia has interfered with the U.S. election to help him win. He called it ridiculous and another excuse from defeated Democrats. The pushback against Democrats using the stories in a bid to delegitimize, there you go, the Trump presidency, however, spurred new criticism that he is at odds with the U.S. intelligence community, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. Well, anyway, so we have that, Trump saying it's ridiculous. And then we have John Bolton, who is the former U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, who stated, yeah, this is probably false. There's a big false flag in this entire thing, and there's a good chance that it may be a false flag by the Obama administration. Now, he really raises some good points here. He was on Fox News discussing this entire matter.
Would you support sanctions? What do you think we should do?
Well, that's why I say we have to know the facts here, and it's not at all clear to me, just viewing this from the outside, that this hacking into the DNC and the RNC computers was not a false flag operation. Let's remember what FBI Director James Comey said dealing with Hillary's homebrew server. He said, "We found no direct evidence of Foreign Intelligence Service penetration, but given the nature of this, we didn't expect to," meaning a really sophisticated Foreign Intelligence Service would not leave any cyber fingerprints. And yet people say they did leave cyber fingerprints in the hacks regarding our election.
Okay, so what does that mean there? What does that mean? That means according to what we heard prior to this entire election thing, that if a foreign government that's heavily sophisticated, is Russia heavily sophisticated? Yes. If a foreign government is heavily sophisticated, they are not going to leave any fingerprints. Okay? No fingerprints. Well, now we're being told, yeah, Russia did leave fingerprints. So what does that reveal? That reveals that the CIA is presently under control of Obama, under the executive branch, right? So what the Democrats are basically attempting to do here, from what it appears to me, is that they're trying to delegitimize Donald Trump as not being legitimately president. That's what they are attempting to do. They're trying to make it out like Trump didn't win this thing honestly. He didn't win this thing on his own, that the only reason he won is because the Russians hacked the election system. They rigged it. And, I have to say that it's amazing to me how absolutely hysterical that the liberals are being, because they cannot cope with the fact that they didn't win. They are hysterical that they did not win this election. They can't believe it. They are completely going ballistic. It's the Russians. It's fake news. It's this, it's that. Trump didn't win the popular vote. Hillary won the popular vote. Well, guys, let's go all the way back to the election of Donald Trump, let's go all the way back to the election of Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. All right? Back in 2008. If we go to the 2008 Democratic primary election, President Barack Insane Obama received less votes than Hillary Clinton. Obama received less votes than Hillary Clinton. So in other words, President Obama was not legitimately the Democratic nominee, if we're going to use the same logic that the Democrats are using now, making it out like Donald Trump is not legitimately president because he didn't win the popular vote. In 2008, Obama only obtained 17,584,692 popular votes. Okay? Hillary Clinton received 17,857,501 votes. So Hillary received more votes in the Democratic primary than President Obama. However, Obama still beat Hillary in that primary election. But did Obama complain about that? No. He won. He got 33 contests won. He had 2,272.5 delegates. And Hillary only received 1,978 delegates and 23 contests won. But Hillary still had more votes than President Obama. So why haven't Democrats completely transformed their primary process, making it out or making it so popular votes are counted, not these stupid contests, if that's the way that they feel about it? Why don't they rely on the popular vote for their primaries? I'll tell you why. It's because if Donald Trump would have won the popular vote and Hillary would have won the electoral vote, they would still be rejoicing. Well, Hillary won. That's exactly what they would be saying. So I don't want to hear this garbage that Donald Trump is not legitimately president because he didn't win the popular vote while he won the electoral vote. He still won. He won the election, and Hillary lost. And, I have to say that as hysterical as some of these liberals are, unable to deal with it, that Donald Trump beat Hillary, saying it was fake news. Now we're saying that it was Russians. I wouldn't know. I'll put it this way. It's amazing how hysterical that they're being for people that did not try to rig an election, because they were dead certain that Donald Trump was going to lose. And I just wonder why. They cannot deal with Hillary Clinton losing this election. And one can only wonder if perhaps, and this is just an observation, not saying it happened, not saying it didn't, but I'm just amazed at why they are so certain that Hillary should have won. Because, with the whole election is rigged thing and what they did to Bernie Sanders, one can only wonder, maybe the reason why they're so upset is because they tried to rig the election, and even though they tried to rig it, they still lost. I mean, that's really what I'm kind of questioning. Because why are they so shocked that Trump won? Because people in average America aren't. But that's just me. That's just and they keep coming up with all these ridiculous excuses, saying that Trump should have lost and all this other stuff. There's no possible way for Trump to get the presidency, and then what ends up happening? Trump wins the presidency. So, I mean, I remind you, just a few weeks before the election, a few days before the election, they're saying that there's no possible chance that he's going to reach 270. And then what happens? He reaches 270. He reaches beyond 270. Wins the electoral vote. So, I mean, guys, it's just absolutely pathetic. But no, that's really what we are dealing with here. We're dealing with a bunch of people that are in denial. Liberals are in denial that Donald Trump won. And I'm just going to say this. I don't believe that the Russians had anything to do with Donald Trump winning the presidency. I don't think it happened. I think that the Democrats are just in denial. They can't deal with the fact that Donald Trump is president-elect, that Hillary lost the election. They're really going to make a mistake because they're going to make the same mistakes that they made this year in 2020 if they don't believe that they did anything wrong and that it's all the Russians' fault. So we'll win that election too if they don't change something. But one thing that's important to point out here is that, all right, let's say that the Russians did hack the voting machines. Do away with them. I mean, we've had a lot of problems with electronic voter booths, all right, where you select a candidate and it ends up voting for the other one. You hit Donald Trump, it hits Hillary Clinton. And then you have to keep hitting Donald Trump over and over again. I mean, it has happened time and time again. There have been multiple reports of where circumstances like that have happened with different candidates. And if we're so worried about that, and we're so worried about the Russians hacking the electronic voter booths, then why not put a national ban on them and go back to paper ballots, or even go to the Chad ballots, the Chad paper ballots, where you do the little hole punch thing with the stylus. Just completely get away from the electronic voting system. Because, I mean, I like technology. I think technology has had a lot of good, but I don't think that technology is suitable for everything. But the thing is that if these voting machines are such a big problem, then do away with them. Simple as that. Republicans have an issue with them, and now apparently Democrats have an issue with them too. Get rid of them. Simple.
Fighting liberalism one lie at a time.
You're listening to Caiden Cowger on the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
It safely eliminates stress and anxiety. It makes commuting, driving your kids around, or driving a truck more fun. It makes gift shopping easier. It's Happy Driving Stress Reduction, a revolutionary patent-pending tool that works while you drive. Find Happy Driving Stress Reduction on iTunes, Amazon, or Google Play. Make life easier. Buy Happy Driving Stress Reduction today.
You always want to look your best, but you don't always have time to deal with a necktie that won't cooperate. That's where we come in. Introducing the Never Tie, the only necktie that you never have to tie. Each Never Tie comes with a tie and 2 removable knots that you simply slide on and adjust for your comfort, giving you the perfect look every time. Choose from over 20 stylish designs at thenevertie.com. Enter promo code RADIO1 for discount.
Go get your copy of Prelude to World War III, The Rise of Islamic Republic and the Rebirth of America. World War III Series Volume 1, available in paperback and Kindle edition on Amazon by the authors James Rozone and Miranda Watson. By the 2020s, America was no longer a world superpower. The military had been cut to a bare-bones level, and while the U.S. was focused internally, the door opened for new powers to emerge on the world stage. In the wake of this power vacuum, China.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas.
For your free inventor's information, call 1-800-441-7922. That's 1-800-441-7922.
Goldman Sachs and HSBC recently purchased 7.1 tons of physical gold. What do these bankers and mega money managers know that you don't? They're expecting the value of gold and silver to increase. That's why you need our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group offers gold and silver for direct delivery and will not be undersold. Call now. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is a company that deals with investing in precious metals such as gold and silver. They've been in business for over a decade and have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. They've been featured on Fox News, Market Watch, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, CNBC, Reuters, Fox Business, Financial Times, and Forbes magazine. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. They also offer various ebooks on investing in gold, such as the Definitive Gold Guide. So once again, if you're interested, you can call 1-800-932-4108. That's 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja is a company that specializes in slashing debt. They deal with various debt problems such as tax debt, debt settlement, debt consolidation, student loan debt, credit repair services, and bankruptcy. That is 1-800-826-1132. Now, their company, the Debt Ninja, operates on a national level and have worked to fight the IRS for many of their clients. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-826-1132. That is 1-800-826-1132. Once again, that is 1-800-826-1132. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, American Auto Protection has announced an extended service plan that is now available to the general public. This plan reduces the cost of auto repair expenses. Maximum Car Care was created to assist qualifying car owners with lowering repair bills of cars under 130,000 miles and under 12 years old. Maximum Car Care works to limit the expense of auto repair bills, roadside assistance, rental coverage, and towing. Their number is 1-800-824-9762. That is 1-800-824-9762. Once again, that is 1-800-824-9762. Maximum Car Care is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program.
You're listening to the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger.
Somebody had to say it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Caiden Cowger program. It is great to have you with us. So, we are just 12 days away from Christmas. 12 days away. Oh, I tell you, I am ready for it. Need a break. Need a Christmas vacation. That's what we have to look forward to. Merry Christmas from the Caiden Cowger program. So anyway, I have a story here. And apparently we have Joe Manchin that is in the running for Energy Secretary? Yeah, we have a report here. Apparently, we have Ray Washburn, Joe Manchin, and Rick Perry, according to Daily Caller, that are in the running as the final three for Secretary of Energy. The Daily Caller has learned that Trump is expected to make a decision on the subject Monday afternoon and plans to announce the pick on Tuesday, tomorrow. So that's what we have to look at. Tomorrow, he's going to be announcing it. If Joe Manchin is announced as the new energy secretary, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to call Mr. Racy up again. John Racy, he was a friend of mine, ran for Senate here in West Virginia, and he ran against Joe Manchin. Joe Manchin is such I really don't like the man politically. He's a jerk. The stuff that I heard, I mean, he's a jerk. He doesn't represent West Virginia well at all. I mean, the guy really is just a poor senator. He ran on defending the Second Amendment, then he's one of the senators that leads the charge on gun control. And Donald Trump is considering it. And I'm just saying this, and I'm going to say this to Donald Trump, because, I mean, there's some people that listen to this program that are in the Trump campaign. I'm just going to say this. I've lived in this state my entire life. I'm 18 years old, lived in this state my entire life. I know the people of this state. People of this state are absolutely disgusted with Joe Manchin, especially over this gun issue. They cannot stand Joe Manchin over what he has done pertaining to the Second Amendment, leading gun control measures while vowing in West Virginia that he would protect the Second Amendment. It's pathetic. And in this upcoming election in 2018, we're going to vote him out. I know it's going to happen. If John Racy would get it again for the Republican primary, he could win. I personally really think he could do well. I think he would beat Manchin this time. I think any Republican would beat Manchin this time because people are fed up with him. Now, I understand that one of the reasons why you're looking at appointing Manchin is because of the coal industry, and he's from the coal state. West Virginians do not want Joe Manchin to be picked for the energy secretary. We can't trust him. We can't trust him for the Second Amendment. We can't trust him backing the Obama administration as much as he's done. I mean, coal businesses have been going out here left and right. He's done nothing to prevent that from happening. I mean, of course he's going to say that he's done all this stuff. No, don't listen to him. He's a liar. He's proven that time and time again. He lied to West Virginians saying that he's going to defend the Second Amendment and then leads the charge on gun control. Do not select him. Let us vote him out. And that's just my message to Trump there because, I mean, it's absolutely pathetic that, you know, Manchin's name is in the limelight again. But I'm just saying it really doesn't surprise me. But I'm going to tell you, if I could be wrong, but I know a lot of Republicans here, especially the one in particular, like I just said, that is going to be absolutely thrown back if Manchin is in the Trump administration, because it doesn't need to happen. But that's what we have here. Apparently, that Perry is said to be Trump's top candidate for energy secretary. So that's good. And I remind you, I think Shelley Moore Capito was also like a name that was being thrown around there pertaining to Donald Trump as being VP. So West Virginia politicians really don't seem to advance much on a national level. I mean, he had Senator Byrd that was leader of the Democratic Party, which, you know, is not all that surprising considering that Democrats are predominantly racist and wanted to choose a former Klan leader to be in charge of everything. So I get that, but but yeah. Anyway, apparently from what we have here from Bloomberg Politics, Donald Trump is looking considerably at Rick Perry to serve in that position. So that'd be good. I hope that happens. And you know, I'm going to tell you this. I'd say probably, and I'm just speculating here, but I'm just guessing that Trump probably has gotten a lot of phone calls over Joe Manchin being selected as a potential pick for Secretary of Energy by Republicans in West Virginia. Because, I mean, I know a lot of the delegates that were polling for Donald Trump in the primaries from this state, friends with a lot of them, including John Racy, and I guarantee you that some of them made sure that their voices were heard pertaining to this, because, I mean, it's absurd. We can't have Joe Manchin. Cannot have Joe Manchin. And I'd love to see West Virginia poll to see how they feel about that, because and you can't trust polls much anymore, although Metro News seem to be pretty accurate. But there needs to be some poll conducted in the state, just seeing how people would feel about that. And I remind you, and here's another thing, before I even move on from this, I want to say one other thing. I remind you that Joe Manchin advanced by appointing himself to the position of Secretary of State, or excuse me, of a senator, I mean. He advanced himself because he was governor of West Virginia. He appointed himself as senator. And then that put Earl Ray Tomblin in there as governor. So here again, Joe Manchin is advancing from a current position that he holds to the presidency, or presidential cabinet. Presidential cabinet. So, I mean, he can't hold a job. He just keeps moving on from one to another to another. But I doubt it's going to happen, and hopefully it doesn't happen. Let's just pray that it doesn't happen. Dear God, do not allow Joe Manchin to get the position of Secretary of State, or Secretary of Energy. Yeah, I'm so flustered I can't even talk. But no, no, that doesn't need to happen. But anyway, yeah. So from what we have here from Bloomberg, Rick Perry's at the top of the list. You have, well, it says here that Heidi Hinclamp of North Dakota and Joe Manchin of West Virginia are also in the mix. So here we have we have different names in here. So no one fully knows who's going to be Secretary of Energy. All right, that's really what it comes down to. No one knows. But from what they're saying here, Bloomberg, if they're right, Rick Perry will be selected. So hopefully, I would like Rick Perry. I wouldn't mind to see Rick Perry selected as Secretary of Energy. And if I said, did I say Secretary of Defense? I can't remember. I can't even think right now, because I'm just mad at the idea of Joe Manchin potentially being in the mix. I mean, I don't want that. Oh my gosh. With the EpiPens, and I mean, we can, that's a whole other issue. WVU, his daughter. Oh, it's just, I don't even, all right, moving on. I can feel my blood pressure just boiling up. When it starts hitting back home, yeah, I really get fired up. Anyway, thehill.com. Maybe we can get John Racy on the show to talk about it if that happens. That would be great. Let's bring Mr. Racy on again. Anyway, we have from thehill.com, apparently you have Lindsey Graham and also John McCain that are stating that the cyber attacks have cut to the heart of our free society. So they're going along with this idea that Russia could potentially be behind the hacking of the U.S. election. So why is that? Well, because the establishment still is trying to gain control, and they know that they're in trouble. So they're not giving up. They're going to do everything that they can to make it out like Donald Trump's illegitimately president too, because, they look at this as much of a, potentially benefiting opportunity to take back control of the Republican Party, as the Democrats are looking upon this as being an opportunity to potentially take back the country for the Democrats in 2020. So this is just an opportunity all around for the corrupt politicians in Washington, D.C. But guys, I'm telling you, I really don't believe it. And it's just like Bolton said, the Russians are sophisticated. They're not going to leave a fingerprint.
Some say he's the next Rush Limbaugh.
I tell you, this kid's got 90% of Russia's venom with only 10% of the biomass.
You're listening to Caiden Cowger on the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
You always want to look your best, but you don't always have time to deal with a necktie that won't cooperate. That's where we come in. Introducing the Never Tie, the only necktie that you never have to tie. Each Never Tie comes with a tie and 2 removable knots that you simply slide on and adjust for your comfort, giving you the perfect look every time. Choose from over 20 stylish designs at thenevertie.com. Enter promo code RADIO1 for discount.
It safely eliminates stress and anxiety. It makes commuting, driving your kids around, or driving a truck more fun. It makes gift shopping easier. It's Happy Driving Stress Reduction, a revolutionary patent-pending tool that works while you drive. Find Happy Driving Stress Reduction on iTunes, Amazon, or Google Play. Make life easier. Buy Happy Driving Stress Reduction today.
Go get your copy of Prelude to World War III, The Rise of Islamic Republic and the Rebirth of America. World War III Series Volume 1, available in paperback and Kindle edition on Amazon by the authors James Rozone and Miranda Watson. By the 2020s, America was no longer a world superpower. The military had been cut to a bare-bones level, and while the U.S. was focused internally, the door opened for new powers to emerge on the world stage. In the wake of this power vacuum, China...
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas.
For your free inventor's information, call 1-800-441-7922. That's 1-800-441-7922.
Goldman Sachs and HSBC recently purchased 7.1 tons of physical gold. What do these bankers and mega money managers know that you don't? They're expecting the value of gold and silver to increase. That's why you need our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group offers gold and silver for direct delivery and will not be undersold. Call now. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is a company that deals with investing in precious metals such as gold and silver. They've been in business for over a decade and have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. They've been featured on Fox News, Market Watch, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, CNBC, Reuters, Fox Business, Financial Times, and Forbes magazine. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. They also offer various ebooks on investing in gold, such as the Definitive Gold Guide. So once again, if you're interested, you can call 1-800-932-4108. That's 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja is a company that specializes in slashing debt. They deal with various debt problems such as tax debt, debt settlement, debt consolidation, student loan debt, credit repair services, and bankruptcy. That is 1-800-826-1132. Now, their company, the Debt Ninja, operates on a national level and have worked to fight the IRS for many of their clients. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-826-1132. That is 1-800-826-1132. Once again, that is 1-800-826-1132. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, American Auto Protection has announced an extended service plan that is now available to the general public. This plan reduces the cost of auto repair expenses. Maximum Car Care was created to assist qualifying car owners with lowering repair bills of cars under 130,000 miles and under 12 years old. Maximum Car Care works to limit the expense of auto repair bills, roadside assistance, rental coverage, and towing. Their number is 1-800-824-9762. That is 1-800-824-9762. Once again, that is 1-800-824-9762. Maximum Car Care is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program.
You're listening to the WCNR News Network, where America comes to talk.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Caiden Cowger program, the youngest syndicated radio host in the country. It is great to have you with us. So, I tell you, this whole Russian thing is just so absolutely pathetic. It really is. It is so pathetic. But that's just fake news. I mean, I'm not gonna worry about it. Speaking of fake news, Brian Williams has decided to really take an effort at combating fake news. The guy on MSNBC now, MSLSD, that left NBC, was demoted to MSNBC, Brian Williams, criticizing fake news after losing his job at NBC for exaggerating an Iraq story. This is from freebeacon.com. Here's Brian Williams with
another former general in the Trump circle is receiving new attention. His national security advisor designate, Mike Flynn. Flynn's son was fired by the Trump transition today for passing on fake news stories via Twitter. But his dad, the retired Army three-star general, has passed on some gems himself. Here are a few. Clinton is involved with child sex trafficking and has secretly waged war on the Catholic Church, as well as charges that the president is a jihadi who laundered money for Muslim terrorists. As we talked about here last night, fake news played a role in this election and continues to find a wide audience. A BuzzFeed news study of Donald Trump's own tweets, where they follow back news stories to their root source, found more of them came from Breitbart originally than from any other single source.
Like I have room to talk. Brian Williams, the guy who got caught for fake news, promoting fake news, exaggerating an Iraq story, making it out like he's a hero, and then got caught by David Letterman going into a gentleman's club. This guy is coming out combating fake news. I mean, this guy is the king of fake news. Make that a fake news story. I mean, but I gotta be honest with you, I'm tired of fake news. Guys, you want to end fake news? You want me to, and this is a thing, mainstream media, that I'm going to explain to you. All right? And I'm going to say this to all the people watching and all the people listening. If you want to combat fake news, then check the news story, check the source, find out if it's accurate. Don't just brainlessly share. Don't do that stuff. All right? It's as simple as that. If something says, President Obama dyes his hair pink, Google it and find out if anybody else has reported it. Simple as that. Don't just trust one source. And if anybody else has reported it and they're not credible, then don't believe it. Or if the article has specific information revealing to you, linking to different sources, accurate sources, showing that their stories are legit, because we have covered exclusive stories at Cowger Nation that are legit, then yeah, you can believe it. But if it's just gibberish, without any links, without any evidence, without anything, then don't believe it. It's as simple as that. Don't share it. Don't do any of that stuff. But, I mean, it's nobody's responsibility other than people to check their sources before they share it. I mean, all the information that I use on this show, I verify before I give it to you. That is my responsibility as a radio host. Well, when you're sharing stories on Facebook, you have a responsibility to the people that read your little Facebook feeds to check your sources before you share them. If you want to prevent fake news from being shared around everywhere and it's really concerning you, then just don't share it. Simple as that. I mean, but the thing that's concerning to me is this new form of labeling and all that garbage that's going on now, where they're thinking of, let's come up with labels to detect fake news. Label fake news stories, fake news. If you do that, then I guarantee you that, especially on Facebook, conservative commentary websites, news websites are going to be targeted. even when stories are legit that are coming out of those news organizations, I guarantee you that they would be labeled fake news. For example, my website, CowgerNation.com, all right? It's a website that you should check out, and that is very reliable, but let's face it, we're not ABCnews.com, okay? Not as many people know of CowgerNation.com that know of ABC, NBC, all those other, lame mainstream news outlets. But while you should know it, you don't know it, okay? A lot of people don't. Well, my site, because, Calgary Nation, that's fake right there. No, we don't do fake news. I make sure we don't do fake news. We don't do fake news. No fake news. We do a mix of commentary and news on the site. Sometimes we have commentators. Sometimes we have, actual news stories and everything doing reporting. So, it's dumb. We don't do fake news. We don't go for that stuff. But websites like mine, I guarantee you, would be labeled as fake news if they decided to go through with this labeling thing. And actually, I read a story for you a few days ago where there was actually another article from, I think it was an ABC affiliate, that was revealing all of this big, massive campaign that was being conducted inside Facebook, where they were going to be labeling fake news. Well, it turns out that was fake news. That was fake news. It was fake news that the ABC affiliate reported that Facebook would be labeling fake news. So ABC's story was fake news, reporting that Facebook would be labeling fake news. And then there was another story talking about the fake news that ABC's local affiliate was reporting, that it was fake news, reporting that fake news is going to be labeled fake news on Facebook. Yeah, fake news. So, yeah. If that's not confusing enough for you, I can make it even better. But yeah, so I'm just tired of hearing about it. I don't want to hear about fake news anymore. That's all the mainstream media is talking about now. The mainstream media is reporting on fake news, and they did nothing but conduct fake news. I'm sorry. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of all the garbage that is coming out of the media. This election has resulted in the mainstream media becoming equivalent to that of tabloid magazines. That's exactly what is happening. As far as I'm concerned, every news organization, predominantly, that is in the public eye at this point is fake news. It is fake news. I can go onto the, I can go onto the, to the little Snapchat app that they have on here. CNN, just the headlines. I haven't checked the headlines today, but CNN has a bunch of these different little stories on here. Let me see if I can find it. Give you an example. See, Trump's cabinet lineup is scary. CNN is supposed to be a news organization. Why are they saying that Trump's cabinet lineup is scary? That is not their position to take. They're supposed to be an unbiased news organization. But no, CNN is saying that it's scary on Snapchat. That's fake news. That's an opinion. See? We can just keep going on here. They have all of these different stories that are not significant, but they come up with headlines like this: Trump's cabinet lineup is scary. Guys, it's pathetic. Then we have another one here from Daily Mail. More fake news. Kylie kisses a dirty girl. That is an actual news story on Snapchat. You want to talk about fake news? Let's look at all the mainstream news organizations spreading fake news. Fake news here, fake news there. Then they talk about fake news. Websites that no one's heard of is fake news that they're talking about in the mainstream media. I'm fed up with it. I'm tired of hearing about fake news. I hear about it 24/7 now. I'm fed up with it. And I'm tired of people sharing it. I don't want to see it. I don't care if there's some story out there about Dick Cheney adopting 124 puppies, okay? I'm done hearing about fake news. I don't want to hear it.
Caiden Cowger. Keeping America straight.
You're listening to Caiden Cowger on the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
It safely eliminates stress and anxiety. It makes commuting, driving your kids around, or driving a truck more fun. It makes gift shopping easier. It's Happy Driving Stress Reduction, a revolutionary patent-pending tool that works while you drive. Find Happy Driving Stress Reduction on iTunes, Amazon, or Google Play. Make life easier. Buy Happy Driving Stress Reduction today.
You always want to look your best, but you don't always have time to deal with a necktie that won't cooperate. That's where we come in. Introducing the Never Tie, the only necktie that you never have to tie. Each Never Tie comes with a tie and 2 removable knots that you simply slide on and adjust for your comfort, giving you the perfect look every time. Choose from over 20 stylish designs at thenevertie.com. Enter promo code RADIO1 for discount.
Go get your copy of Prelude to World War III, The Rise of Islamic Republic and the Rebirth of America. World War III Series Volume 1, available in paperback and Kindle edition on Amazon by the authors James Rozone and Miranda Watson. By the 2020s, America was no longer a world superpower. The military had been cut to a bare-bones level, and while the U.S. was focused internally, the door opened for new powers to emerge on the world stage. In the wake of this power vacuum, China.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas.
For your free inventor's information, call 1-800-441-7922. That's 1-800-441-7922.
Goldman Sachs and HSBC recently purchased 7.1 tons of physical gold. What do these bankers and mega money managers know that you don't? They're expecting the value of gold and silver to increase. That's why you need our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group offers gold and silver for direct delivery and will not be undersold. Call now. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is a company that deals with investing in precious metals such as gold and silver. They've been in business for over a decade and have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. They've been featured on Fox News, Market Watch, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, CNBC, Reuters, Fox Business, Financial Times, and Forbes magazine. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. They also offer various ebooks on investing in gold, such as the Definitive Gold Guide. So once again, if you're interested, you can call 1-800-932-4108. That's 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja is a company that specializes in slashing debt. They deal with various debt problems such as tax debt, debt settlement, debt consolidation, student loan debt, credit repair services, and bankruptcy. That is 1-800-826-1132. Now, their company, the Debt Ninja, operates on a national level and have worked to fight the IRS for many of their clients. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-826-1132. That is 1-800-826-1132. Once again, that is 1-800-826-1132. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, American Auto Protection has announced an extended service plan that is now available to the general public. This plan reduces the cost of auto repair expenses. Maximum Car Care was created to assist qualifying car owners with lowering repair bills of cars under 130,000 miles and under 12 years old. Maximum Car Care works to limit the expense of auto repair bills, roadside assistance, rental coverage, and towing. Their number is 1-800-824-9762. That is 1-800-824-9762. Once again, that is 1-800-824-9762. Maximum Car Care is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program.
You're listening to the WCNR News Network, where America comes to talk.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Caiden Cowger program, your source for actual news. Yeah, how about that? We have Joe Biden on here, a fake politician. So I guess it could be considered fake news because it's about a fake politician. But anyway, Joe Biden is coming out and saying that he is the future of the Democratic Party. Well, it's nice that the Democratic Party has a fresh face, isn't it? Joe Biden coming out saying that the Democrats are going to have, for their future leaders, Obama, Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and me. Joe Biden. Go ahead and listen to this. This is Joe Biden on State of the Union, CNN.
Who is the leader of the Democratic Party as of January 21st?
Like after every presidential election where the party loses, there is no single leader. There are voices that hopefully be heard. Hopefully, I'll be able to have a voice in the direction of the party. The President of the United States will. Obviously, Chuck Schumer will. Obviously, Nancy Pelosi will. There's going to be governors that are going to emerge. And so it's a contest of ideas as to which direction to take the party. After every single loss, when the political party that loses, they go and they do a retrospective. What happened? Where did we make a mistake?
It's Russia.
What did we do wrong?
It's Russia.
That debate is going to ensue.
It's Russia.
And hopefully the party will grow from it.
It's fake news.
Chuck Schumer, liberal from New York City, Brooklyn. Nancy Pelosi, liberal, millionaire from San Francisco. Is there a voice that will represent Scranton in there?
I'm not going anywhere. No, by the way, I'm really not. I think 2018 is going to be a very good year for the Democrats because now these guys are going to have to say, not generically make America better, here's how I'm going to make America better. Let's have this debate in ideas.
Republicans control the House, they control the Senate, they control control the White House.
But watch when they do it. Watch the response of the public when they do it. I can hardly wait for these debates.
Watch when they do it. Watch what happens when they do it. They're going to do it. They're going to do it. Oh, it's going to happen. They're going to do it. Joe Biden is also considering a run for president in 2020. So, yeah, that's what we have to look forward to. Joe Biden for president. How about that? But anyway, guys, I tell you, this entire deal, I'm just amazed because it really was just a few years ago that we had Debbie Wasserman Schultz saying that the Republican Party is nothing but a party full of old white guys, rich old white guys. And then what was it that CNN pointed out there? That the Democratic Party has become nothing but the party full of old white people, rich old white people. So, I mean, it's clear right there. I mean, you have Obama, of course, still in there. That's the only minority in the group. But they're predominantly made up of a bunch of rich, old, white people. Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Joe Biden. Obama's a has-been because he's not going to get back in office unless he would run again in 2012. That would be a horrible idea. I wouldn't put it past the Democrats, though. But, I mean, guys, I'm telling you, it's just so absolutely pathetic, and Democrats are in a bad position now because while they were degrading the Republican Party as being a party consisting nothing but of a bunch of rich old white people, now they have become the party of rich old white people because we have a lot of names in there. We have Ted Cruz, younger guy. We have Marco Rubio. We have several young guns in there. Rand Paul. So the Republican Party has a lot younger faces to it than the Democrats do. I mean, I'd even throw Bobby Jindal in there. But anyway, guys, Democrats are really just in a really bad predicament. And they're going to have to wake up and smell the roses. They lost the election. They lost the House. They lost the Senate. And now they've lost the presidency. They're done. It wasn't the Russians. It was them. They're done. But until they realize that, they're going to be in trouble. And hopefully they'll remain in trouble. But anyway, guys, I want to thank you for listening to us. For more information on the Caiden Cowger program, go to CaidenCowgerProgram.com. And for the latest news exposing the left, go to CowgerNation.com. Thank you, God bless, and God save this nation.